I'm gonna do it my way.
I'd expect nothing less.
We've got 3 billion riding on this.
People don't just hand things over. You've just got to take it. To the victor go the spoils.
I took the guy like was next to me.
What's up, guys? It's Josh, and you're tuning in to my Bullets trailer for Season 5 reaction and review. So, for starters, wow, this looks like an absolutely awesome season we've got coming up. I'm sure for a lot of you guys, you sort of lost interest around Season 4 because I'm not really sure what happened there, but it was a little bit of a different change of pace. So, it'll be interesting to see where the writers and cast and crew actually go with this new direction. It does look like it'll be pivoting a little bit more towards football again, but we can talk about that in a bit. So I'll talk about my initial reaction to the trailer, my top 5 moments, and then also some of the questions that have been raised by that trailer itself. So for starters, wow, this is so high energy. I really, really love it. In fact, all the trailers for every season of Ballers I've really, really enjoyed, and I feel like it really encapsulates a lot of the stuff that I love about Ballers in terms of its luxury, its opulence, its just over the top drama, and it's honestly so cool. Anyway, can we also talk about the song as well? NF's Destiny is perfect for that trailer. Such a good choice of music, and it really helps to set the tone and basically give us a good, unique perspective into the new season. So my first top 5 moment would have to be Ricky pushing TTD into the pool. Trouble in Paradise, potentially. What's happening in that storyline? I'll be interested to see what happens with Amber and the baby, and also if Ricky is still retired or whether he's still signed with the Rams, because we know at the end of season 4 we had Ricky using PEDs and confessing that to Charles when he signed with the Rams. So it'll be interesting to see whether Ricky is still indeed with the Rams or whether he's moved on due to the fact that he's been engaging in these behaviors. Secondly, on the subject of trials, we have Charles in the Rams, but obviously finding it difficult. We've got him on the field saying, I think God's trying to kill me, and then Julie's on the phone to him saying, I think all that smog has got to your head. That was a terrible American accent, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with him in his position as the Rams GA over in LA, and whether or not that storyline will continue, and whether he'll be able to help out some of the other characters we've seen so far that are going to be reprising their role, particularly the football players like Ricky, like Vernon potentially, Kisan as well, whether he'll be able to help them out in that position of authority. And next up we have something that's a little bit controversial, because I feel like this storyline was something that a lot of people didn't like in season 4 that we're seeing return now in season 5, which was the SportsX storyline, and in particular Lance Clients as well. So Lance is coming back. Russell Brand's going to be playing him again, obviously, and he's partnering with Joe, as we saw in the last episode, in the post-credit scenes actually, of episode 9 in season 4. And he will be partnering with Lance and obviously making SportsX into the Goliath that they want it to be. They're also bringing in OBJ, which I think is going to be sick. It'll be so good to have Odell on the roster, and it'll be really interesting to see what happens in that regard, whether they will in fact pivot back to football or whether they'll keep going on the extreme sports of surfing and skating and all that sort of stuff. Next up, we have Spencer teaming up with Candace Brewer. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a team-up season 5. We've got Joe and Lance obviously together, and now we've got Spence and Candace Brewer. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that regard. And also the Anderson brothers are back as well. We've got Julian and Brett coming back, and apparently there's $3 billion riding on something or another that Spencer is up to this season, some sort of exploit that I feel involves the Cowboys brass and the Cowboys owner, because if you have a look closely, when the picture's a TV screen and a bottle being thrown at it, it's actually the Cowboys Dallas owner who is throwing that bottle at a picture of Spencer on the screen. So obviously Spencer's going to double cross the owner or do something in that regard, so we'll get a bit of that later on as well. And then finally we also have Charles and Jason chewing Kisan teague out. Got a photo on the wall on the TV that Charles and Jason are talking to Kisan about. It looks as though Kisan was featured in some sort of scuffle, maybe potentially some criminal mischief, and that would obviously, if he's partnered with the Rams and signed with the Rams in a big multi-million-dollar contract, that would obviously be posing a bit of a problem for Charles as the GM and Jason as his agent. So we'll see what goes in that regard as well. So they're my top 5 moments of the trailer. But really the biggest question I have right now is, where is Q? Where's Quincy and where's Jada? And what happened with the NCAA lawsuit? We don't actually see any of those characters. He doesn't even reference any of them either. Obviously he's enjoying chilling out at a sunny locale somewhere, as the boss man from the Cowboys says. But we don't actually see any of the aftermath of that, so we can only assume that Spencer triumphed and went on to the next thing. But it'll be interesting to see if they give some context to what happened last season and the whole the sting thing that Spence and Quincy tried to do. But again, we can only speculate right now. I'm also really keen to see Tracy Leggett coming back, Spencer's old flame from season 1 and season 2. That'll be really interesting to see how that unfolds as well. And it obviously means that Jada is no longer romantically involved with Spencer either. But again, only time can tell. So I will catch you guys a little bit after episode 1 of season 5 airs on the 25th of August. I'm going to be doing some reactions and reviews and speculations about each episode and the things that will occur in the future with the TV show as it airs. So I'll catch you guys then. See ya. Ball it out.